Every man has one similar purpose: to lend wisdom to the next man. This is why it's absolutely important for a father to be present in his boy's life, to see him eventually become a better man than himself. But most men these days have abandoned their role as father. They're totally absent from their child's life, and as a result, our world has become upside down. Women are lost out seeking validation, giving away all their value because they were never told their worth, and on the opposite end of the spectrum, young men have become more selfish, more self-centered, and more self-serving than ever before, looking outwardly outside of the home for their meaning of manhood. If you look at the statistics, 70% of young criminals come from fatherless homes, and tonight 40% of children will go to sleep in a home which their father does not even live in. With that said, I believe we are being called to a higher standard. Here's several pieces of advice that your father should have given you, but didn't. Don't underestimate the role of chance in life. It's easy to assume that wealth and poverty are caused by the choices we make, but it's even easier to underestimate the role of chance in life. The families, values, countries, and generations we're born into, as well as the people we happen to meet along the way, all play a bigger role in our outcomes than most people want to admit. While you should believe in the values and rewards of hard work, it's also important to understand that not all success is a result of hard work, and that not all poverty is due to laziness. Keep this in mind when forming opinions about others, including yourself. The highest dividend money pays is the ability to control time. Being able to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with who you want, and for as long as you want provides a lasting level of happiness that no amount of fancy stuff can ever offer. The thrill of having fancy stuff wears off quickly, but a job with flexible hours and a short commute will never get old. Having enough savings to give you time and options during an emergency will never get old. Being able to retire when you want to will never get old. Achieving independence is our ultimate goal in life. But independence isn't an all or nothing. Every dollar you save is like owning a slice of your future that might otherwise be managed by someone else, based on their priorities. Don't count on getting spoiled. No one can grasp the value of a dollar without experiencing its scarcity. Learning that you can't have everything you want is the only way to understand needs versus desires. This in turn will teach you about budgeting, saving, and valuing what you already have. Knowing how to be frugal without it hurting you is an essential life skill that will come in handy during life's inevitable ups and downs. Success doesn't always come from big actions. Napoleon's definition of a genius is the person who can do the average thing when everyone else around him is losing his mind. Managing money is the same. You don't have to do amazing things to end up in a good place over time. You just have to consistently not screw up for long periods of time. Avoiding catastrophic mistakes is more powerful than any fancy financial tip. Live below your means. The ability to live with less is one of the most powerful financial levers, because you'll have more control over it than things like your income or investment returns. The person who makes $50,000 per year, but only needs $40,000 to be happy, is richer than the person who makes $150,000, but needs $151,000 to be happy. The investor who earns a 5% return, but has low expenses, may be better off than the investor who earns 7% a year, but needs every penny of it. How much you make doesn't determine how much you have, and how much you have doesn't determine how much you need. It's okay to change your mind. Almost no one has their life figured out by age 18, so it's not the end of the world if you pick a major that you end up not enjoying, or get a degree in a field that you're not 100% passionate about, or work in a career and later decide you want to do something else. It's okay to admit that your values and goals have evolved. Forgiving yourself for changing your mind is a superpower, especially when you're young. Everything has a price. The price of a busy career is time away from friends and family. The price of long-term market returns is uncertainty and volatility. The price of spoiling kids is them living a sheltered life. Everything worthwhile comes with a price, and most of those prices are hidden. They're sometimes worth paying for, but you should never ignore their true costs. Once you accept this, you'll start to view things like time, relationships, autonomy, and creativity as currencies that are just as valuable as cash. Do not ask for respect. One thing you should note is that you can never convince someone to respect you. So do not ask for respect. It doesn't work, and it is pathetic. Respect is forced. You force it upon the world by being an individual which is undeniably worthy of respect. Think about this. Why does everyone respect the ocean? The ocean does not ask or beg to be respected. People are forced to respect the ocean because the ocean is powerful. They have no choice. No one can just walk on the beach and continue walking into the sea without having respect or regard for the ocean. If you keep going ahead, the ocean is going to make you respected. Even the best boat still has to respect the ocean. You have to become such a force that they can't help but respect you. You force yourself to become strong in all areas of life and always keep your word that automatically commands respect. Money is not the greatest measure of success. Warren Buffett once said, "True success in life is when the number of people you want to have love you actually do love you. And that love comes overwhelmingly from how you treat people, rather than your level of net worth." Money won't provide the thing that you want most. No amount of money can compensate for a lack of character, honesty, and genuine empathy towards others. Look down at the end of your arm. There are many things that you have to do as an up-and-coming small business owner that you cannot afford to hire help. For many, these things stand in the way between their dream and reality. No one is going to help you with the hard, non-glamorous stuff. If you need a helping hand, look down at the end of your arm. Make sacrifices for your goals. If you are not willing to make a sacrifice for your goals, then your goals become the sacrifice. If you give up on your dreams and potential for some temporary pleasure, you will have to face regret later in life. Eventually, you will meet new people that understand and support your goals. Try prioritizing the similarity of values over social vibes. You have to choose to let go of those people from your past and graduate to a higher quality of peer group or forego a better future. Just know that this does not make your current friends and family bad people. You can still love them from a distance, but you have to protect yourself and your goals. If that means you need to move out of town to change your environment, then that is what you have to do. There might be times where you experience loneliness. Temporary loneliness can be good because it makes you truly understand who you are and what you want out of life. Don't blindly accept any advice you're given. All the lessons here, including this last one, are things that most people learn too late in life. But feel free to reject them. Your world will be different from mine, just as mine is different from my parents'. No one is exactly the same, and no one has all the right answers. Never take anyone's advice without contextualizing it with your own values, goals, and circumstances. Many people reach the top only to fall back down again because they forget the things that got them there. Be humble enough to learn from other people and never stop learning. Just because you worked yourself up to the top doesn't mean you can't mess up. Always be sure, even when you are enjoying your life. Never allow yourself to completely fall off. See you guys on the next one.